wanted to see me. Julie said it was urgent.
Yes, I've just had a call from the hospital. Apparently there is an accident victim there. The tissues are compatible and they want to try a kidney transplant on B.
So you want me to take her there now?
Yes, as fast as you can. It has to be done as soon as possible. The ambulance is on the way.
Right.
They mean accident victim.
Does it matter? If it's a chance to save your life.
Of course it matters. It's all happening so quickly. What's that bitch doing here?
Settle down, B. It's an emergency. We've got to get B to hospital.
Yeah, she doesn't look too good, does she? Maybe it's something she ate.
Bitch!
Jude?
Yeah?
Do you reckon the screws have twigged that we faked that roster?
If they haven't, they're a lot stupider than I gave them credit for.
Still reckon we shouldn't have let Sandy push us into doing it, though.
Well, I, for one, am glad to give the buggers a run around.
Yeah, me too. But I still reckon Sandy took us for granted a bit, you know, expecting us to help her.
Well, you can't blame Sandy. We knew what we were getting into, didn't we?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Anyway, so what if we take the rap for it? They can't do much more to us than they've already done. I think Sandy was right. We have to stick up for what we believe in.
Yeah. Sandy's all right, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just still wish Bea was in charge, though.
She's not, is she? She's stuck in the infirmary, and it looks as though she's going to be there for quite some time.
Hmm. You never knew Murray Winter, did you?
No, she seems okay.
Well, she was topped off before Bea here. She used to get the girls all bashed up by her heavies just because they wouldn't do what she wanted to. And every buy-up day, she'd come round and take half our fag order.
Really?
Hmm. I reckon we should stick by Sandy, Jude. Otherwise, Mari's going to take over.
I don't even think Murray's interested.
Don't you believe it? She's a snake. You can't trust her an inch.
If you're looking for a typing job, I'm afraid there's no vacancies.
Julie's at lunch. I'm just writing a letter to my credit union. They say I haven't paid them for 2 months.
Oh, writing personal letters in government time, eh?
Well, I was just saying...
That's all right, that's all right. I won't report you. Not this time, anyway.
Now, what did I say last time?
You know, I'm still no closer to finding out how that fire started in the staff room. I mean, how the hell could it have started?
Hmm?
The fire in the staff room. One of the prisoners must have done it, but I'm damned if I know how they got there in the first place.
Jim, have a look at this. Now, this is the roster I looked at last night. You see, I've got the morning off.
Where'd you get this?
In the rubbish bin, but it was on the board last night.
It's all starting to make sense. Get Bryant, bring her to the governor's office. We'll find out what she knows about this.
Right.
Officer Barfield, could you come to reception, please, and hold the fort? No, straight away, if you don't mind. Something important's just come up.
This really is an excellent copy of your signature, Mr. Fletcher.
Well, obviously, it filled the offices.
Yes, but all rosters are similar, so I doubt whether anyone even checked the authorization.
Well, Bryant was the only one who had access to reception, and she had to pass the staff room in order to get there. I wouldn't be at all surprised if she was responsible for the fire as well.
Yes, that is a possibility, but I think she must have had help. This looks like the work of an experienced forger. And Bryant's cellmate has several convictions for previous forgeries. Come in.
Right, Mrs. Davidson.
Thank you, Miss Conway. Would you now fetch Burns for me, please?
Of course.
Well, Bryant, what do you know about this?
What is it?
Have you never seen it before?
No.
That is the reason so few officers arrived for work this morning. That false roster was pinned to the notice board last night, and it has a very good imitation of Mr. Fletcher's signature.
Oh. Well, I don't know anything about it.
What about the fire in the staff room?
What about it? Listen, are you trying to set me up?
You've set yourself up, Bryant.
Jude and me are really for it this time. Hey! Oh, she's just been hauled off to see the governor. You watch it. I'll be next.
Jude wouldn't lag.
Right. Answer to your names. Andrews?
Yeah.
Birdsworth?
Here.
Bryant?
She's with the governor, Mrs. Morris.
Right. Burns?
Here.
Dobbs?
Yeah.
Edwards? Edwards?
Cleaning duty, Mrs. Morris.
See what I tell you? You'll be all right, Dawn. If the Davo stops your buy-up, you can have half of mine.
No talking, Lizzie, please. Doreen, will you go with Miss Conway?
See you later. Good luck, love.
Mrs. Morris said quiet. I pick your feet.
Murray.
Bloody
Peterson?
screws are getting just
Stop,
like the
yeah.
Gestapo.
Right.
Don't worry, Lizzie. From what I've heard of Sandy, she won't let him get away with it for too long.
I don't know any more about it than Judy does.
It seems to me you were the only two capable of doing it.
You can't prove anything.
The increased security would have made it impossible for anyone else to get through to reception.
Has it ever occurred to you that the increased security is the reason why the women are jacking up? We don't like being treated like a mob of sheep.
Do the women have any complaints? If they have, I wish you would form a committee and come and talk to me about it.
Talk? It didn't do any good to talk when Gillespie was here with his SS tactics, did it? The only way we could get any attention was to organize an escape.
Have you organized another escape?
Of course not.
Sit down, both of you. Wait outside, please. It will be quite all right. Wait outside for a moment. Judy, I do appreciate your worries, but there is nothing I can do about it.
What do you mean?
I have to obey the rules just as much as you do. I know the women are unhappy, but their past activities have made the department come down rather heavily. I have to obey the directives given to me.
That doesn't make any difference to us, though, does it? We're still the ones that get stomped on.
It does make quite a difference to you and Judy, I'm afraid. I have been ordered to transfer the people responsible for the false rosters to Barnhurst. I think it's what you call being shanghaied.
Well, how come you're not just carting us off in the middle of the night like usual?
I thought you might like to pack your things and say goodbye to your friends. Call it an act of good faith. There is enough unrest here already. I do not want to add to it.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough, I suppose.
I would like you to talk to the women, Judy, and tell them I don't want any trouble. It would only mean a lot of people will get hurt.
Yeah, all right. When are we being shipped out?
The van will call for you tonight.
Tonight?
So that's it? We're off for a lovely little trip to the country starting tonight.
Rotten mongrels. Splitting up mates. Shouldn't be allowed.
Oh, she'll be right, Lizzie. You'll only be in here till your trial anyway.
Well, Davo's given you plenty of warning, at least. Sandy ought to be able to organise a decent protest. They won't take you without a fight.
Now, just a minute, there'll be no fights. She was pretty decent to tell us.
Sandy might see it different.
Well, I'll see that she doesn't. Mrs. Davidson has always been very honest with us.
We'll have to go and ask and see if we can see Bea. Because I can't go without saying goodbye.
You'll be lucky.
Why?
Bee's in the general. They zapped her off for an operation.
How do you know?
I keep my ear to the ground.
But how? What happened?
They found a donor. Some bird killed in a car accident.
Oh, pff, she's making it up.
No, I'm not. I'm surprised your lovely governor didn't tell you. So much for her honesty. I'll just be outside.
Thanks, Mrs. Bell. Sit down, Mrs. Peterson.
What are you doing here so soon? I haven't been able to get you anything yet.
Well, I was just passing. I've been doing a bit of homework on your case.
What for?
Well, if I'm to find this elusive witness you need for your appeal, I've got to find out everything I can about you, don't I?
Yes, of course.
Of course. We went to see your surgery. The new doctor there showed us through your old books.
Didn't know you were interested in medicine, Inspector.
Not medical books, Mrs. Peterson. Account books.
Oh?
They're in a mess. You need an accountant. I could recommend a friend of mine. He works for the fraud squad.
Am I on trial here, Inspector? I thought your interest lay in arresting Mr. Fitzwater.
Oh, yes, it does. But when I get Fitzwater, I don't want to get him on some piddling laundry racket that'll end up fetching him 18 months or so. When I get him, I want to throw away the key.
I'm sure I can get something for you.
I'm sure you can, Mrs. Peterson. I'm sure you can.